A recent prediction involving two of WWE's biggest names quietly turned into a moment of foreshadowing that fans are still talking about. Vaquer and Rhea Ripley, both dominant figures in the women's division, shared their thoughts on an upcoming championship match, and their words ended up lining up perfectly with what unfolded. What made the situation even more interesting was the reaction from the champion herself, Jacy Jayne, who clearly took notice. It all began when the official X account of WWE NXT shared a short video clip featuring Vaquer and Rhea Ripley. In the video, La Primera and Mami were asked to give their take on the upcoming NXT Women's Championship match between Jacy Jayne and Sol Ruca. Rather than staying neutral, both women confidently revealed that they were backing Jayne to retain her title. Ripley explained her reasoning in a way that immediately caught fans' attention. She pointed out that Jacy Jayne doesn't stand alone. Jayne has backup, allies who are willing to step in if things get chaotic. On the other side, Ripley questioned whether Sol Ruca truly had anyone watching her back. She even hinted at the possibility of betrayal, suggesting that she wasn't convinced Zaria was fully on Ruca's side. It was a subtle comment, but one that planted a seed in the minds of viewers. Vaquer nodded in agreement, reinforcing the idea that experience and awareness matter just as much as athletic ability. To both Vaquer and Ripley, Jayne's situation looked far more favorable going into the match. The message was clear. In WWE, especially in high-stakes title matches, alliances and numbers often decide outcomes just as much as skill. The clip quickly made the rounds online, and it didn't take long for Jacy Jayne herself to see it. The reigning NXT Women's Champion responded directly on social media, offering a short but confident reply. "Real recognizes real," she wrote. The comment perfectly fit Jayne's character, self-assured, unapologetic, and convinced that top stars see her as a legitimate champion. At the time, some fans brushed off Ripley's comment about a possible betrayal as speculation. Others, however, began to wonder if there was more to it. As it turned out, those suspicions were well-founded. When the night of the championship match arrived, the atmosphere was tense. Sol Ruca entered knowing she was facing not just the champion, but also the pressure of proving she truly belonged at the top of the NXT women's division. Before the bell could even ring, chaos erupted. In a shocking turn of events, Zaria attacked Sol Ruca, confirming exactly what Ripley had hinted at earlier. Zaria drove Ruca into the mat with a brutal spear and followed it up with an F5, leaving the challenger laid out before the match officially began. The attack stunned the crowd and immediately shifted the entire dynamic of the title bout. Medical staff and the referee rushed to check on Ruca, asking if she was able to continue. Despite the pain and obvious damage, Ruca refused to back down and insisted on competing. That decision showed heart, but it also left her in a dangerously compromised position. When the match finally started, Jacy Jayne wasted no time. Seeing her opponent already battered and vulnerable, Jayne struck with precision and confidence. One massive right arm was all it took. Jayne connected cleanly, covered Ruca, and secured the 3 count to retain the NXT Women's Championship. The outcome felt almost inevitable in hindsight. Rhea Ripley's earlier words echoed loudly after the bell rang. Jayne had backup. Ruca did not. And when betrayal entered the equation, the champion was more than ready to capitalize. Jacy Jayne's victory further cemented her reign as NXT Women's Champion. While some may argue that the circumstances favored her, Jayne did exactly what a champion is supposed to do: take advantage of the situation and walk away with the title still in her possession. Her confidence on social media after the match only reinforced her belief that she belongs among the elite. For Sol Ruca, the loss was heartbreaking. She entered the match with momentum and ambition, only to be blindsided by someone she seemingly trusted. Even in defeat, her decision to continue after the attack earned respect from fans. However, the betrayal by Zaria now opens an entirely new chapter in her story, one fueled by anger, disappointment, and the desire for revenge. Vaquer and Rhea Ripley, meanwhile, came away looking incredibly perceptive. Their prediction wasn't just about picking a winner, it was about understanding the deeper dynamics at play. In WWE, championships are rarely decided in isolation. Relationships, alliances, and hidden agendas often play decisive roles. Ripley's suspicion of Zaria proved to be spot on, turning her commentary into an almost prophetic moment. The situation also highlighted how interconnected WWE's women's divisions have become. Stars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are all paying attention to one another. When someone like Rhea Ripley weighs in on an NXT title match, it adds credibility and importance to what's happening on the developmental brand. It sends a message that these matches matter and that today's NXT champions are tomorrow's main roster stars. Jacy Jayne's response, "Real recognizes real," now carries even more weight. Not only did she retain her championship, but she did so in a scenario that validated the confidence shown in her by two of WWE's top women. Whether intentional or not, that endorsement elevates her standing within the company. The betrayal by Zaria also raises questions about what comes next. Was this a calculated move to align herself elsewhere? Was it personal, or was it simply an opportunity she couldn't resist? Whatever the motivation, her actions ensured that the NXT women's division will remain unpredictable moving forward. In the end, this entire sequence, from the prediction video to the shocking attack and decisive title defense, served as a reminder of how layered WWE storytelling can be. A brief social media clip turned into foreshadowing. A champion's confident reply became affirmation, and a hinted betrayal became reality. As the dust settles, Jacy Jayne stands tall as NXT Women's Champion, Sol Ruca is left to pick up the pieces, and Zaria has firmly positioned herself as one of the most controversial figures in the division. And hovering over it all are the words of Rhea Ripley, proving once again that experience and instinct often see what others cannot.